I just rolled 2 natural 20s. Which one do I pick? Guess the next one. So,
Yes.
Are we all in frame? Because I'm a lot farther this way than what
You are in
actually
frame.
is.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. So, we're gonna start off talking quieter tonight because children, and there may be a good chance that the baby will wake up because that is the lot of being an adult. You just have children that rule your lives. Anyway,
what life?
what life? So let's see if we can hear. Can you hear us at all? Even though we're talking quieter. Okay. So you might want to turn it up for a little bit, guys.
It almost seems louder than normal.
I'm so loud. But anyway, we're just gonna get started pretty soon. We're gonna wait for a couple people to pop on. That's not true. We don't wait for you. But thank you so much anyway for being here. Those that are rewatching it, because that's typically who jumps on so early, which is actually later. But we appreciate you anyway. And if you remember, which is the title of the video, the last enemy is not exactly the last module, not the last section of the book, but that's where we're ending it. So this is pretty much, well, ending it for now. I mean, we could literally do like 6 more things, but we're really focused on getting this one done. And right now we're in the depths of the Sahuagin Fortress. Sahuagin or Sahuagin? Sahuagin. I honestly, say how you want. I like Sahuagin because I feel like that fits. But anyway.
I'm gonna call him a sagwagon.
He calls them sag wagons. He did last time. I just rewatched that episode, so he had a lot of sag wagon jokes. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. We're just gonna get started into it. We are in the 2nd level of the Sahuagin Fortress.
We just descended.
We just submerged ourselves into the water.
And there was like loud noises.
And there was loud like
noises.
yeah, there's like loud chanting and thrumming in the background, but you had no idea what was going on. And that is where we stopped. So, that being said, roll for initiative. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know what we're yelling
Just
about.
immediately.
I mean, if you want to.
Yes. Well, if you don't know what you're yelling about, that's okay. I'm right here. I'm ready. Let's go. Alright. So, you dip yourselves in. And you all are under the influence of her water breathing abilities that she's casted upon you. And it's pretty good because now you have the chance to survive for more than 30 seconds or a minute or 2 or however long you can hold your breath. Now it's like guilds and permanent for 24 hours, which actually now it's like 22 hours, maybe. So that's good. So as you submerge yourselves into the cold water, you start to notice, like I said, the sounds of just like thrumming in the background. Something deep beneath you is something is going on down there, and you have no idea what it is. That being said, you do have a map. It is not like the type of map that you. It's not exactly waterproof, but it will last you through this area. But afterwards, it's probably not going to be very useful because it's in the water. So, anywho, we have a few people hopping on. Thank you. All right. So, this is what you see. This is your map. You come down the stairs. You can either go right or you can go left.
Oh,
Show
go
you
straight. Can't we go
Route
straight
20.
too?
No. Yes, you can. I didn't see that, but yes, absolutely.
Right, or you can go left.
Mm-hmm. Or straight. It's up to you. Remember, your mission here is to find. I'm just gonna put this right here, so if anyone wants to look at it, your mission is to find valuable information for an assault.
And we have a lot of information. So
You do.
what more do we need to get?
Like we need to see the force before we get out. Like,
To actually like kind of confirm it. And then they mentioned something about beasts, right?
if we can catch any spot of those. So based on this, it sounds like everything is down below. But do we risk going down below? Where can we find the stairs that go down from this level?
From what you can tell, at this moment, that there are. Sorry. Oh, there's the sticky note. I thought I had actually broken something. There are two exits. Well, stairs that go down this way and down that way.
Uh-huh.
This way and down that way. You are here. To get there,
And we came down these stairs?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so this is how we can get out of this place.
Yes.
So,
That's down. That's not out of this place.
That is
That's down.
down.
oh, that's
Going
Further
farther down.
Further into the place.
Ooh, I don't know. Do we need? Okay, our goal is to avoid detection.
We've
Yes.
already found 60 bunks so far. Did any of these rooms look like they might be similarly
Shaped?
shaped? That's what I
A
would
little
wonder.
bit, yeah. I mean, they have pillars and things like that, and that's all that was drawn on it. You just
It
they
might
said
be.
it's been repurposed.
It might be
probably.
good for us to
Code.
go down here and just peek
a big
into
room.
this room
It's a big
and
room,
just
yeah.
see
Yeah.
what's being
Yeah.
held in
I
there.
And then
agree.
go back and go straight.
Yeah, and
Okay.
just kind of walk towards like the bigger rooms to kind of examine what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I agree. I think that's a good idea.
Which way do you want to go? Right or left?
Maybe left because it has more rooms that we
Okay.
could pass. And then
I
we could
agree.
go and look at
Left.
that big one.
Sounds sounds good. Is everyone in agreement?
Yes.
Captain.
Captain?
Captain Crunch.
He's rebranding everybody. He's like,
No more
I
Dreadclaw.
could do Dreadclaw, but one time I heard. All right, so
It's
you
the sounds their bones make.
And I'm wearing the ring of power tonight so that we know there is power.
We're all dead. Thanks a
Love
lot.
You're drawing them right to us. Anyway, so you. I was gonna say you walk, and anytime I say walk, assume I mean swim. And anyone that put on the bracers, by the way, which would be you and you, have the ability, just as she does, to not have disadvantage in your attacks underwater, and movement is up to 30 instead of 25.
Is Oceanus the same way just because he's the
He-
water elf?
He naturally already has this ability.
Guys,
So all
That
of
was
you do
lucky.
not have disadvantages.
That we didn't take Nelsia.
yes, he'd be dead.
Well, he probably died because of bad luck.
Yeah.
Let's face it, that dark elf is
Yeah.
not meant for this world,
It's
apparently.
not, yeah.
He rolled every horrible thing he could. Anyway,
Do we need to sneak?
I think that's a
Probably.
good idea.
I'm going to say when it comes to water, yes.
I would wonder.
Still,
Mhm.
it's
Ooh,
just because
it
have you ever
rolls really
swam
well.
quietly before? Even
It's
underwater, it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
Well, underwater, it's a little bit easier.
I need to find out what's rolling well for me tonight.
20. No, 21.
Nice.
Yeah,
I got a 6.
I got a rock.
I got a lot of things.
I really wish that I was like Bree still, where I could be like,
You
Yeah.
Get, you get a
You get another roll.
I love the whole like, here you go, you're better now. Because God says so.
Okay, sneak.
Sneaky sneak.
Excellent. Stealth. That would be a 26.
put
Nice.
that over there so I'm not tempted to drink it.
26. Don't drink
On
it
the
here.
ground.
In all fairness, I will not be poking my head into rooms. That's something I determined last session. Because I am not good at sneaking. So
Alright,
if
so
there's
it's
something
gonna
that can
be-
catch me in the hallway or whatever,
That is fair.
It'll be me or Key.
that is something I determined
Okay,
last
what
game.
was the lowest roll?
6.
Okay. Alright, so, as you're moving,
We're gonna get caught.
as you're swimming through the water, your claw keeps scratching the wall. I mean, it is darker and murky, and you're just kind of like getting your bearings. You're not used
Yeah.
to swimming at all.
Right.
Let's face it. It
I-
would make sense.
Yeah. Well, why would I
You-
swim?
We're
you were a sailor.
under the water. We're not
You
waiting.
lived on
we're,
a boat for many years.
Okay, so we're like under the water.
You are.
Oh yeah, we
We're
are.
not waiting.
It is
we're under
dark.
the water.
The further
Okay.
you get in, there's no lights up there. There are sections that have little like algae type.
Don't all of
torches.
us have dark vision as well?
Every
Yeah.
one of us do.
Yeah,
So this
so we're good.
we're pretty set
Yeah.
for this adventure because of that room. Everything else we already had.
Okay.
All right. as you're moving down the hallway, everyone kind of hears a scraping, and everyone keeps looking back, and he's just like fumbling through the water, but he's doing okay. It's just not as good as he wants it to be.
I wouldn't think you'd know where it was coming from.
I
And
think we
because
all
sound
know where it's
travels so
coming
fast
from.
underwater.
Because you have gills, you don't need the. And by the way, the sensation of you suddenly being able to breathe water, it's a very strange.
Foreign.
It's like that panic of like, oh no, I shouldn't do this, but
Uh-huh.
you're doing it, and so your body's like.
It always makes me
okay.
think of the
The Abyss.
the amniotic fluid.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like
There's this movie called I think it's called The Abyss, where
Yeah.
they're breathing in. They actually breathe in a liquid, and at first they're panicking.
and that's you can really do
That's actually a
that.
thing you can do.
They test it with rats.
Yeah.
And they'll drown themselves by not breathing before choosing to breathe the amniotic fluid.
Okay, this is uncomfortable. I
Yeah,
don't want to
well,
talk about
Yeah,
it.
could you
That's the
could you
point.
imagine forcing yourself to do
That's the
it?
point why I'm mentioning
Yeah.
this. Is that the
Just
moment you
no.
breathe it in, you're like, I shouldn't be doing this, but your
Yeah.
body accepts it.
Putting
Anyway.
fluid in your lungs.
That being said, as you reach the room, the first room that you find, who is peeking in? Okay.
What did
I
you
would be
roll?
first. 26.
Are you
Okay,
following
yeah.
right behind him?
Mhm.
Okay.
I did 21, so I was
Alright.
close. Ish.
The walls and the floor of this room are tiled in deep blue. No surprise, everything else has been too.
Mm-hmm.
And the ceiling is a light blue. In the center of the room is a table. Even with this, this ability, it's still a table underwater. A small bench beside it. A closed coffer leans against the south wall, and the seaweed bed fills the southwest corner. A small group of Sawagin in this room are vocalizing what seem like a raucous sound of merriment. As soon as you peek in, you just see them just like garbling, and they seem happy about whatever they're talking about. But they look rough, like really rough. to
How
fight.
many?
There are 3 total. No, 4 total. There are 2 women who have staffs, and there are 2 that have. One has a very large, like shell-looking sword, and then there's another one who has a trident.
This is in the big room.
This is in the next room,
Which one?
room 23, the first room you come to.
Oh, that one.
So you peek your head in there, and there's some merriment going on in there.
Oh, that's like immediate. That's like
Yeah,
within a few feet.
yeah. But you are lucky that they were being loud.
It's not my fault.
I think we should just keep
I think so too.
going.
Okay. So you swim down a hallway. So about roughly 35 feet. And then you take a sharp right. And then there is a door up ahead about 15 feet away. I'm going to have you reroll stealth. Because this is
7 this time.
Oh, ooh, look at Oceanus.
17.
Ooh.
So Oceanus sees you struggling. He comes back, tries to help you. You both kind of like, just like shut up. But luckily, you guys are in the back. That being said, what did you guys roll?
17.
17?
11.
11. Okay, so
Really?
you're still up
Even
in.
with all your
I
bonuses?
rolled
So
a
you're-
3.
You're so.
Oh.
Well, that's amazing. So you're still up in front, right?
Yeah.
All right. So are you peeking in this room as
Is
well?
is
No,
there a
I'm
door
going to.
open or is the door closed?
The door is open.
Then I think she should.
I'm gonna peek in.
Okay. So, as you come to this door, the walls of this is also, but it's like a dark green color tile. The ceiling is tiled light green, but you also see a very strange looking Sawagin in the center of the room, seemingly meditating. There's a coffer in this room as well. There's a lot of different things. It looks like spilling out of the coffer. Like
Define coffer.
coffer is like kind of a small chest.
Oh, okay.
It's not quite like a chest, but it's like
Like that.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's clearly full. Like this guy has been hoarding some things.
We don't need anything. I mean, we can like finance it
You
like
see
a fleet.
bits of gold hanging out, a fine chain.
I motion to move on.
Are there pearls?
No,
Does he
and
seem to?
jewels?
I'm not. I'm
That's
not
this
saying
room?
this.
I'm not
Ashley,
looking in.
right?
I know.
He's currently meditating. Doesn't seem to notice you. He's facing away from you.
Okay. All right.
But
so,
there's like a statue in
so we went
in
right
the room.
here. I peeked
Who
in,
is God?
and so I motioned to keep going.
Okay. So you're all rolling, going down the hallway.
Will we roll
the next
again?
room. Yes, that's very important. Oh, good. Okay.
Sorry.
You're
I was
gonna
like-
Oh,
say-
we're all rolling.
This is a lot of stealth checks because there's a
Yeah.
lot of things.
We're
going on.
moving. So we're moving
Yes.
on. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
We're just moving past the room.
7 again.
Okay.
13 for me.
I got a natural
13 for
20,
you.
Nice.
guys. First one of the night.
Like the night.
Okay. All right. So, as you are swimming past the room and going down the hallway, just struggling swimming through this.
It's not
He
my habitat.
manages to kick like a pile of tiles, and they slide quietly at first, and then just like getting louder and louder, and you hear. He's moving towards you. Oh,
Which one?
the
The
one,
meditator?
the one that was meditating. If you are attacking, roll for initiative. If you're doing anything else, let me know. Now would be a quick time to do deception, to do anything before initiative begins. Because technically he's coming to investigate.
Oh, has he seen us?
He doesn't quite see you, but he knows someone's in that hallway. Because you were about halfway down the hallway, which is about 10 feet. And he was already about 10 feet into the room.
I am.
Dun,
Ooh,
Dun.
Druidcraft.
dun.
What was that again? How did
You
that
should
work?
have rolled for another stealth, right?
Druidcraft is.
It's my
the,
5th roll of the
oh.
night.
Yeah, I know.
It's alright.
Finally
Get
over
those,
10.
Get those out. Just get them out of the way. It's a weird
I'm
game.
going to use Druidcraft, and okay, so.
Do we want to
back.
go in initiative at this point?
No, I'm going to.
Well, no, to see who's going. Initiative doesn't
Oh.
necessarily mean battle. It means who's going to go first.
Do something
Who
first.
will be acting
Yeah,
first.
yeah, I would say so. Yeah, if you'd
You
like
want
to.
to?
Because if you're going to be doing something and I'm going to be doing something and he's going to be doing something, we need to know who's going first.
Me, I'm going first. I rolled the natural 20.
Well, if anyone can top a 20.
No.
You rolled a 20 on
You rolled a
initiative
20 on-
or just on your stealth earlier?
Oh my stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for in this case, initiative, because you technically would be moving down the hallway first.
It's a lot of 20s, I was going to say.
This isn't combat initiative.
No.
This is
No.
just initiative.
Okay,
Yeah, it's-
18.
18. Okay.
Can I see the map? again?
13 for me.
It's a 19 for me.
All right. So you were moving down the hallway. You about got to hear when you had made a sound. So he's up in the room
Okay.
and he's coming out.
Okay.
So it sounded like you got a 19.
Yeah, you got
18,
19,
and I
18,
got 13.
and 13.
Mm-hmm.
And then Oceanus, the lovely and virulent and boisterous and verbose.
Nice.
Wow. Okay, well he has a +1.
So he's
So
first.
technically he's first. He grabs you and throws you against the wall and like lays
That's what I
himself-
was going to do.
and lays himself flat.
That's what I was going to do.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you roll for stealth again because there is an outcropping right around the corner.
18.
Okay. Good. Oh, all right. You just disappear around the corner. You guys kind of see this happening. You hear the noise. You turn around and they just flip into the wall like super quietly. They are now hidden. What are you doing? You're next.
Wait, he and Oceanus?
We're
are
hiding against the
Okay,
wall.
yeah. 'Cause you were next. So,
So
what are you doing?
how exactly does Druidcraft work? Because I mean, like, it gives me just examples of things, right?
Okay, what is
so
it?
it's
Just so I can.
okay.
Like a
So
ritual?
one of them is making, like, predicting the weather. Another one is making a flower blossom. An instantaneous, harmless sensory effect like falling leaves, a puff of wind.
In this case, you could use it to possibly create an illusion around or nearby, like a plant coming through and maybe knocking it over. I don't
Maybe
know, something like that.
like a sea, like a fish, or can I do that?
In
Because this is a
case, it's
a
talking
sound of a
about
small animal.
an odor of a skunk, or
I mean, it's a sensory effect. It doesn't say it, you can't see it.
sensory. It's more like, yeah.
Sensory
But
is
that's
seeing.
not like an illusion.
Harmless
Illusion would
sensory
be
effect
like
that
seeing
predicts the
something.
weather, the smooth effect might- manifest as a golden orb or a cloud for rain. So it's kind of like minor illusion,
But
but for
it's surrounded in our
druids,
nature.
specifically nature based. So if you can think of something and it makes sense for druids,
Well, I mean, I can
allow it.
turn into an animal, so
Maybe like a stick falling against those tiles.
Like a vine growing out of the wall.
are there
that
plants
knocked it over.
growing?
You can make that happen.
Okay, I do that then.
Okay. All right. So I want you to. So it's instantaneous. So it just happens. It's an
Mhm.
action. Is this a spell or is this? Oh, it's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Okay. So you create a
I never
vine that
use it.
suddenly just looks like it's come out of the wall enough that may have knocked it over. So I'm gonna have him roll.
Are
to
you
see
gonna
if he
hide
can-
as well?
Well, I'm around the corner.
Yeah, she was already at the end, and so you're right next to her because you were right behind
Yeah.
her.
So then
So
So
what
if
is
there
your-
is cover, I guess I'll go.
There
for it.
is around the corner. So
Yeah.
if you went to your left immediately, there's cover.
Okay.
They are not exactly in cover, but they're against the wall enough that they were able to just like
hidden.
that. If he looks down the hallway, he sees nothing because they rolled 19 and 18 respectively.
Mhm.
So, all right,
Where did they end up? Where did he end up in the initiative?
he rolled a 12. So
So
he's
right after me.
Right after you.
So mine, I'm not going to make any action. I would scoot around the corner, draw my bow, and knock an arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Not to loose it, but prepared.
Okay. Okay. So, so you see, well, you see, the rest of you hear some mild, like, movements as a large Sawagin starts moving down the hallway. He's got a trident out and a scimitar in the other hand. And he's like using the trident to like propel himself forward while his other hand is holding the scimitar, and he's moving towards the tiles, and he sees the vine and is completely fooled by it, and he just starts like hitting at the vine. Unfortunately, due to the fact that he's hitting it, he's noticing it's kind of like passing through, and he shakes his head a little bit, and he keeps doing that. But you kind of can tell from where you're at that he fell for the fact that it was an illusory effect. He fell for the fact that it was knocking it over, but he tried to cut at it.
It's back to me, right?
It is back to you.
I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy for him to hear the same sounds up this way.
Nice.
Towards us?
No, back-
up the
back
hall,
up.
up the other way of the
Okay.
hallway.
that's the opposite of what we want.
And
Yeah.
it's an instant action, correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does. He hears some more tiles and more effects. And he goes. He goes down the hallway again, and yeah, he's gone for the time.
Should have done that in the first place.
That's a very useful cantrip,
right?
especially when you're sneaking.
Yeah.
Minor illusion and all these things are basically
Yeah.
to blanket your
Mage
fumbles.
hands.
They blanket fumbles like crazy. Anyway, that being said, well done. He's taken off. He's confused, but he's thinking something's up. He just doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
He's investigating. They're not stupid.
It at least puts him in the wrong direction.
Yeah, the reason why I had him roll twice for this was one to check if it's physical because he's smart. Like he's actually really intelligent. Anyway, you are starting to all see this as you've been around them. Anyway,
So good.
are you moving down the hallway? Are you staying there? Are you going to ambush him? What are you planning on doing?
Where did he move? He moved away from
He
us.
moved away. He's headed back up this hallway.
We just keep going, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
there's people in this next room, then we just turn around and deal with him when we.
I want to see what's in this room so far. This big room.
Okay.
I
Let's
hope
see what
nothing
that
is, so we
is.
can pass through it.
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't
He says as he. That would be great, wouldn't it?
it? Okay.
While we're moving, by the way, I'm going to use Thaumaturgy again to hit the same point where he moved to, but to create a minor quake.
Okay.
Just so that he could maybe think that, oh, maybe it has some kind of, well, I don't know what's
Sure.
going on. Just to give him more confusion about what it could be.
Yeah. You're not sure if it's working,
Yeah.
but all right. So you move down the hallway. Who is looking in the room? Actually, I'm gonna have to need you to all roll stealth. You're gonna be doing lots of those tonight.
Do you want to roll for key?
Yes. Roll for key, would you?
16 for me, not very good for
Stop touching the dice. You tainted them.
right?
What did you roll?
We traded. He would have an 11 if he took my roll.
Okay, that's not horrible. What did you get?
16.
Okay. Okay.
14.
Okay. So he, against the wall, Oceanus goes around the corner, and he just clangs his sword against the side of the wall on accident. But it's
Oceanus does?
yes, and
I thought he had a trident.
he has a trident and a short sword.
Oh, I didn't know this.
He does.
Oh.
I
I
rolled
feel
stuff
like I
for you.
haven't liked
Oh.
Oceanus this whole time. Isn't that
That one?
weird? So
You're welcome.
You might want to re-roll some dice and get a new die. He touched it.
It's been tainted.
Just saying, if you're superstitious.
You're at least a little stitious.
I'm a little stitious. I wouldn't say I'm superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
I love that one.
Oh no.
Stop it.
Wait, what did I miss? Do we go into the big room?
Oceanus rolled a 1.
Stealthing?
Yeah.
May the gods be in your favor.
Were there things in this room?
We don't know yet.
The big one that we're going
Yeah.
towards?
Uh-huh.
The
Found.
large areas tiled throughout. I think that's a reoccurring thing. Let me just say, they're all tiled.
We can
Oh.
safely
Tell us if
assume-
they are not.
The floor is indigo.
I don't care.
That's
Walls are
different.
dark
It's
blue.
purple.
4 stone pillars support the
Purple's
ceiling.
royalty.
The room has a bed of seaweed all around the walls. Rising about 7 feet off the floor, perhaps 10 feet wide, a number of coffers, their lids closed, lie in the room. 3 long tables, benches on either side are set in the central area. Dozens of Sawagin are here gathered in small groups or floating in the
We
seaweed
picked the
beds.
wrong way, guys. We should have gone straight.
The loud clang of his sword against the wall with his natural one on stealth.
Let's just
Oceanus-
sacrifice Oceanus.
Oceanus has alerted
I just push him. Just kidding. Just kidding.
25 Sawagin.
Is there any reason that we shouldn't just book it out of here?
Unless you think you can take 25 Sawagin.
No,
No,
We're-
I mean
we're
like
getting out of
straight
here.
up book it out of this whole fortress.
Leave.
Take
Just
the
leave.
information that we have.
You technically have information enough to
Yeah.
give them some kind of
To be successful.
successful mission. You technically covered your bases. That being said, there are 25 angry Sawagin.
They see us?
Yes. Well, that is to say, they heard you loudly in the hallway.
At this point, I say we run.
We swim as fast as we possibly can.
Yep.
Away.
And in that process, I'm going to try to distract them with the sound on the other side of the room, like I did with the other guy.
Alright, misdirection.
Uh,
He does it. I'm not going to roll for 25 of them as a bulk. They do not fall for it,
Oh,
even a little bit.
bad words.
Yeah,
So-
guys.
So what kind of process do you want us to do with this? Do you want us to just
That is
Turn-
what I'm doing right now.
I'm
I'm
Chase
preparing
it.
my charts.
I am
have a-
anxious.
chase table.
My
Yes.
anxiety just raised
that
a
is
little bit.
literally what I'm doing.
This was the wrong choice.
Oh, guys.
We should have gone
all-
straight.
All the problems that could have happened.
This is what happens when we bring a stinking water. Just kidding. Sea elf, whatever he is.
He's one of the most valuable people you could ever bring with you.
I know,
Unfortunately,
I'm
the
just
Sawagin
kidding.
hate them more than anything else in this world.
Well,
so
good. Let's just sacrifice him then.
He very well could die. Very
I'm
quickly.
just kidding,
You
guys.
see, did you
For
see
some
how they
reason, I feel
targeted
like
him
I
last
haven't-
time?
I feel like I haven't liked him the whole time. I don't know why. I guess because I don't trust him.
Okay. I need everyone for rolling initiative.
Roll high for me.
Is what you want.
I got an 8. You got another 20.
Sweet fancy
I did.
giblets.
So 22 total, but natural 20.
Oceanus rolled a 19. Thank you
Nice.
for that.
I wish that it was something else other than initiative. But
I'm so scared. Alright. Anyway, so you hear some growling and some loud sounds within, and you hear, you know when there's still water and then all of a sudden like a fish swims by you or something? That is the entire water around you. It was still because you guys were moving quietly. When that loud ding, and then on the other side, ding, and all of a sudden, just like the whole water just starts to move. 24, well, it said 25, but there's 24 angry Sawagin moving towards you. Some armed, some not armed. Either way, they want to tear you to shreds. Anyway, they're moving towards you quickly, and I need.
My internet's being weird every so long. Oh, okay.
Yes. Are we still a go? Everyone good? Everyone happy? Yeah, that's a really, really good chance. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Maybe not all of us, but a lot of us. That's almost like you've almost got that
I
to
know,
a point where
right?
I could like. hover.
If you super cooled it, it would work.
Super what?
Super cooled. You ever seen super cooled magnets? They'll
Hmm.
they'll literally float.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I just had to get one last thing ready, and I'm set to go. Are you all set to go?
You
Yeah.
mean, are we set to die?
Baby Yoda,
What's
dear
going
baby
on?
I
Yoda.
heard that song the other day. All right. Roll for initiative, or if you haven't, tell me what it is.
We already did.
Okay, what is it?
Natural 20.
That's-
22.
There you go.
20. What did you roll, Key?
It was 22, actually. But it was a
I rolled
natural
an
20.
8.
I rolled a
Oh,
7.
man, don't
So-
cry.
Even with your bonus?
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
No. Do you use the yellow dice that I touched?
Oh,
No,
gosh,
I used
guys,
none.
Why? Oceanus rolls a 19. He's like, oh, see ya.
He was the first one that knew it was happening.
He knew exactly what he'd done. When
Yeah.
he did it. He's like, oh no.
See you later. Got a blast.
Turn
Okay.
it down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, Will, turn it down a little bit.
Jeez, Will.
That's okay, vocal volume.
All right.
I was talking about the music.
Go with the babies.
I was like, did I miss something?
Okay. You've got some good news. Not some good news. Okay. You have a good 15 feet on them. The ones that are directly next to the door. There were 4 next to the door. They round the corner and you see them just like grabbing the sides as they come around, looking down the hallway. They see you. Who's first?
I am.
Yeah.
She is first.
No one rolled higher than a 20.
So, am I the. Where am I? Are
No.
they. How far away are they from us?
15 feet, the nearest one. They're right around the corner.
Okay, I'm going to use.
They did not expect you. They're not exactly prepared, but at the same time, they totally are getting ready for war. So it's not like they're not prepared.
Not. Shut up.
I'm going to
Double negative
cast
+1.
Ice Knife.
Why?
She said-
Just
I
run.
thought she said ice knife,
Ice the Knife.
Does anybody have any barrier spells?
right?
Wouldn't that be handy?
Wizard just throw up a column.
Are you gonna fight?
Well, she's hitting and running, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can take your
It's kind
attack action and your move action and move double your speed.
Well, I'm going to try to slow
In
them
one
down a
move.
little bit.
Let him know who's boss.
Besides, I rolled a natural 20 on it, and I can't waste it.
Oh, I thought you said roll natural 20 on the attack.
No. I don't need to because it's instantaneous.
Indeed.
So they need to. Oh wait, never mind. That's weird. It's so confusing. Okay, I do have to roll. 19 plus 6.
19 plus 6 is pretty good. Alright,
Yeah.
you did all of them.
They take 1d6 piercing damage. Where's my d6?
Oh, keeping track of 24 people, let me tell you.
Ooh. And then. Okay, so they take 6, and then each target within 5 feet of the one that I hit has to succeed on a dexterity saving
Natural
throw.
1, 4, 7, another natural 1, and a 4. They all didn't beat it.
Guys, I just rolled the highest amount of damage.
Nice.
12.
So they all take 12?
Yes, and the one that I hit took 18.
Dang. Well, the one you hit dies immediately. And, like, the shards explode, causing just pools of blood to start forming in the water around him.
And then I'm just going to use to just move.
So again, 1 is dead. Okay, and so you move 30 feet around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. So now we have Oceanus is 10. He immediately says, "I'm so sorry," and he grabs his trident and he lets it loose through the water just with insane amount of speed with an 18, and hits the second Sawagin just squarely in the chest. Max damage. He's dead. I mean, he didn't even need the max damage. So he kills one of them, and he's now lost his trident. And now you're headed. He also starts swimming down the hallway.
Okay, so show me on the map.
How many feet are we from the stairs?
So
We're
he
pretty
just ran
far.
this corner, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80,
And we
85,
have
90,
4 in
95,
here.
110 feet
From the stairs?
from the stairs. You are.
And then we have the 4 in that room, and, then
you
that
have
other one.
right there. Yeah, so you have obstacles.
If they've been alerted, or if we can.
If you can manage to get past
Wish I had,
without
like,
too much
The zone of silence.
raucous,
Yeah.
You know?
raucous behavior.
What was that one that I had? Pass without a trace or something like
That's a beautiful one.
Yeah.
All right. So next,
I miss being a cleric.
2 Sawagin are dead.
Who's next?
Next we have. I'm sorry. I apologize. It was their turn. 2 throw trident. Not tridents. 2 throw javelins. 1 soars through the water towards Oceanus and gets his leg just as it goes around the corner, causing him 7 damage. Unfortunately, hits him in the leg, and you just see that just like stick into him like on the side of his leg, and as he goes around the corner, it just breaks off, and he keeps going. Yeah, and the next one missed. And then another one's coming closer to you. He is swinging at you, and he misses.
Okay.
And then the other one's coming towards Key. He rolls a 7, and he misses. So there's 2 right next to you. that
So
just
like
booked it down.
in
They
melee
just
with me.
came down the hallway, grabbing the walls. They're coming, and they're just swinging at you. But it's just at your feet that you guys are moving.
Mhm.
It is now Alston's
turn.
So we're just right here, right?
But
We're
no,
in
you
this
guys
corner,
were
or we're
like
in
right here because they were.
We never. Yeah, that's right. We never.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she moved her
Okay.
full movement. She's like right here. Oceanus was right here. Threw a trident at the guys coming around the corner, and then he moved around the corner but
Okay.
got hit
So
because he wasn't quite around the corner technically.
okay. So I'm gonna go around the corner, but when I get to the corner, Key's seen the spell, so I'm hoping he recognizes it for what it is. I'm gonna cast darkness right here, and it's a 15-foot. It's a 15-foot radius sphere.
Would I
In
recognize
front of
what
all
that
of
is?
you that are like leaving.
Well, just yeah. Well, so I can move 30 feet, right? So if
Yeah.
I'm 5, 10, 15, 28, 25, 30. Oh yeah. So yeah. Right when I get to this corner, I'm gonna cast darkness on it.
Okay.
And I want it to be so that like when they get to the corner,
They're
they see
confused.
nothing but darkness. That's
Okay.
what I'm aiming
Smart.
to
Smart. You were in
do.
it,
Enough to make
so
them
suddenly
pause.
it's just
I'm
enveloped.
in it?
Yeah.
Just me.
You were you and
Oceanus.
Oceanus. Suddenly you're enveloped in darkness.
But you guys have seen me use
But
that
you've seen him use
spell.
I want
so-
you to roll perception to see if you noticed him casting.
And it's dark vision can't see through it. It's total darkness.
It's just
Perception?
Black.
It is
22?
magic
What is it?
darkness.
You're not there yet.
Oh.
Yeah, but you'll when
Did
you
you
get
say
to me, you'll
perception?
see.
Yes, just a perception.
Okay, 15.
Okay, so you do. You see him just suddenly just boom, just casts this some just like glob, and it goes whoop, just like covers everything. It is now you're moving into the darkness. Movement
Yeah,
speed.
yeah.
Okay. All right. What are you doing?
I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, which means any movement that I have does not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Correct.
I am then going to use my move action for 30 feet, and then I'm going to use a dash action as my second action to move another 30 feet.
Nice.
So,
So you're out of the sphere
I'm-
by then.
Yes. So he passes the sphere,
Mhm.
and then just as he rounds, so let me count this out. So he was right here. 10,
You could go right into the other
30,
one.
40, 45, 50, 55, 60. All right, you get to the corner of like right after that room where the guy was meditating, and you're going around the corner right here. So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to explain it. Right here,
Uh-huh.
you've reached this corner, and you see him investigating the ground, just kind of looking around. He doesn't notice you yet.
hmm
That being said, he's going to notice all of us soon.
He will
But
very,
there's
very
nothing you can do
soon.
about it at the
Can you still
moment.
make an attack after all that?
No, he moved.
I was
full movement.
so my
Your disengage was
It's
your
an
action.
my
action.
disengage was my bonus.
No.
Yeah.
My move
Dash.
action, and then my full
Your dash was
action.
your action.
My
It's a
dash
full,
was the action.
full move. Yeah.
Yep. So that was a full 3.
All right, Ashley.
segment.
I mean, Tatian, it is your turn.
Mm.
Oh yeah, 2 new Salagine take their place, full and fresh. 2 down though. That's
BTW. I'm booking it.
Um,
You guys
it's
can-
very
you can
apparent
dash
that
too.
you're.
Oh,
it's,
yeah,
it's very
that's-
apparent.
yeah.
You
You have a
scrambled
dash
past
action as well.
everybody.
Yeah.
If
I
you don't,
casted
if
a
you don't,
spell though.
yeah,
so-
if you don't use another action,
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
I'm
wouldn't have been
going
able to if I didn't have that
to.
disengage as a bonus.
Yeah. I'm the only target in that hall. Well, I guess I moved into the darkness, I guess, but
They have disadvantage when they're trying to hit you because they can't see you. But if they try to throw in there, it's just kind of shot in the dark, literally.
right.
But it is a 5-foot hallway.
They just have to pick
They
which
kinda
square
just
you're
have to
throwing
guess.
towards,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just have to guess in this cube.
and
where
then they have a
Well, maybe
and
they're
then they have
aiming
a
high.
50% miss chance,
They
right?
do, yes.
Yeah.
Especially if
They
it's,
might be aiming high. I'm only 3.5
Yep.
feet tall.
when
so-
you're in the darkness,
Yeah.
especially in water, it's hard to know where you're
Yeah.
throwing. So
So
they have a very.
I
low
could be
chance.
swimming at the top of the hallway.
Disadvantage at 50%. So who knows what happens?
So,
Dis-
How tall are the hallways?
5 foot.
It's 5 by 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
how are you guys walking around?
I'm
They
swimming.
work.
So yeah.
Yeah, you guys are horizontal most of the time. And lizard folk aren't that tall, not most of them. And the ones that would be down here wouldn't be.
No room to throw stuff
Gosh,
either.
what a room to go in and get a 1.
Yeah.
Bad. But hey, you made it this far. Let's face it. Alright, it is your turn.
Anything like that is
I'm going
suspense.
to.
Darkness is one of my.
I realized I had for these bracers of movement, I had to take off my bracers of archery.
Oh no.
Which no, it's not a big deal. It only takes my damage down by 2, so it takes me from 1d8 plus 8 to 1d8
Oh.
plus 6.
Okay. Yeah, you've had those the whole time, haven't you?
Okay, so I'm
Pretty
gonna
much.
use beast wild shape, and I'm going to turn into a giant octopus.
Yay, she changes. Here we go. Alright. So you
Okay.
can't see her, but you probably feel her more like first. Because all
Because
of a
I'm
sudden
still in that
just
the
tentacles
darkness.
start coming out of nowhere. Yeah, you're in that darkness. And you turn
Mhm.
into an octopus.
Let me see if I can find.
A giant octopus?
Yes.
You fill up the whole freaking hallway.
They can move through pretty small areas though.
They can. They can. They absolutely
Because
can.
they have no bones.
Yeah.
So, in Finding Dory, when he says he can't fit in the pipe, it's such a lie.
Yeah. You
I
just
was
need.
like,
They just
"You
need space for
fat-
that beak.
It's like you fit in the
go
stupid
through
coffee
stuff.
pot.
Yeah.
What do you say, Dory? Come on. Sorry, we watched the movie a lot. Okay, where is? Okay, there it is. Okay, I just got to see.
But it's a plot point.
Water.
So-
it's not convenient enough.
Yeah.
I don't know what my like speed is.
30.
Probably whatever a giant octopus's speed is.
Oh.
I'll find out right now.
It says they're stealthy and fast on this thing. So I was just trying
I've
to
got
find
it.
that.
I've got it right here.
Oh.
I'm pulling him up right now. Alright. You have movement speed of 60. Oh, so you can see 60 feet. Where is the movement speed? Speed 10 feet.
Is
You
that a
just
land
type in-
speed?
Swim 60
Yeah.
feet.
Did you
Yeah.
just type
Oh,
in?
wow.
That's wow. You can just. That's your average move speed. If you
You would
dash,
dash.
you
Until
could go
you'd be out of
120
there in
feet.
one
You'd be
move.
gone. And that being said, when you got to the top of the stairs, it moved down to 10 feet.
until you just transition back.
The
Okay.
shape is awesome.
So okay.
It's so
Sorry, guys, hold
overpowered,
on.
but it's so great. Now's a good time to turn into a giant
Oh,
octopus
here we
and
go.
start. I think
Okay,
of,
so who's behind me?
Me.
behind you is him. He's
Okay.
the only one behind you.
All right.
Oceanus is right in
So
front of you. He gets pushed forward a bit, and you get pushed backward a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You're still in the darkness, but just.
Is she a large creature now? Yeah, that's why the 60 feet
Yep.
makes a lot of sense.
She can do some things, man.
okay.
Holy
So
cow.
I'm going to.
It's like that scene when what's it, Groot grabs all those things and starts
Yeah.
smacking in the hallway. That's what I picture.
Okay, so I'm going to grab one of
There are
them
4 in the hallway, but yeah, you grab one of them and
because it doesn't say how many I can grab.
I have an ink cloud too, which is
Yeah.
another
How many can I grab?
yeah.
It doesn't say.
Grab
It says
Alston or
oh,
Sa-
one target.
or
There
the
we go.
Sawagin?
Yeah,
One target.
one target.
Yeah.
Are you grabbing him or one of the Sawagin?
One. Yeah.
Does a
Good carry,
10
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
beat your probably not dexterity? Yeah.
Is it their
You have
dexterity?
advantage on dexterity, stealth, and checks made while you're underwater.
Okay. So is it this dexterity? So 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you beat him, and so you got him.
Okay. And so
Just
I'm
slid out
going
of the
to.
darkness. You just
I-
grabbed
I-
one of the ones that were trying to play.
You're like, how did it get out?
So it says bludgeoning damage. I'm just gonna smack it against the wall.
2d6 plus 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yes. I love when I roll.
2 sixes.
Did you max damage that? You did. Plus 3. So
This is the
6,
guy you already hit
12,
with the ice knife,
13,
right?
14, 15.
No, I already
damage.
killed him.
Well, you hit 4 of them, didn't you?
Oh, I don't know.
This one's
Yes.
dead. So you grab one out of the darkness and just bam, 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 just start slamming him into the walls, creating a massive cloud and gore and death. And he's
And then
toast.
I swim away.
Can't they swim? Can't they
Okay.
smell blood?
They can't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eh,
They,
I'm a giant octopus.
you move 60 feet. Here's the thing.
There's somebody
You
in the
are
hallway.
huge. You're large. You're
You
taking up
barely
that
fit.
space. So as you're moving, you're pushing Oceanus along. I mean, that's what would happen. I mean, you are
In,
literally.
in
Key.
key. Key's
nope,
in front
I
of me
got-
too, right?
No, he got.
60 feet would get
That's
you to where I'm
exactly.
at.
No.
Yeah. Actually, would move you 5 feet forward.
Yeah.
Okay,
so-
so you're ahead. You're way
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh,
You
yeah.
technically
So you're
can't
the only
occupy
one
the same
behind.
space.
Yeah.
As a bonus.
Not in a 5x5.
Okay,
But she's only 30 feet away.
because
from you
movement
right
is not bonus
No,
action,
No,
right?
movement is
Not
an action.
I moved
Then
60
you can do it.
I
In,
now.
mean,
Right, she
as
moved
a-
30 last
But,
turn.
I
Did
mean,
she?
I don't know.
So yeah, she would push
yeah,
us
as a
all.
bonus action, you can attack.
He's only 30 feet away.
Yeah, I was 30 feet away from
So
her. She
would
moved 30
push
feet
him,
away. I
She would
thought.
push the Sawagin.
Because it would be like,
Dang.
Would you have
'Cause you
been
moved your
able
first
to?
turn,
would you
right?
have been able
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
reach a Sawagin on this turn, being 30 feet
Yeah,
away?
Well,
absolutely.
the giant.
Oh, wow.
I have.
Okay, so everyone goes down the hall except for you. Just
Well, I was wondering.
I don't know.
Can
It's dark
I?
in here.
Can I?
this is gonna get interesting.
I just feel the current.
You're like, what's happening?
Because it's so weird.
You've never seen her do
I mean,
this.
can I?
I still haven't seen her do it.
Can I grab
That's true.
onto Alston as a bonus action and pull him along with me?
I would
Wasn't-
say, I mean, you have 8 legs, honestly.
Wasn't that your
But
action in grabbing the
technically-
Sawagin?
Yeah, so that's what I was
Yeah.
just wondering.
I would say no. I
Okay.
mean,
Because a bonus
non
action.
D&D rules, I would say yes, but in the space of how we have to do the rules, I'd say no. In this
Okay.
case, unless you say beforehand you're using an action to grab him and pull
Oh yeah.
him.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's just my ruling on the moment.
Sorry,
we'll
I
see.
didn't know you were
Makes
behind me.
Nobody does. It's
No
black
one
in
ever
here.
does.
So
All right.
Where is anybody? I
So
don't
let's figure this. So
Let's recap.
you were 30 feet behind me. You moved
You were
60
here,
feet.
She was
Just
here.
now.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay.
Would have
So
pushed
you
us right in
pushed,
front of that
pushed
door.
you about 10 feet, him about 5 feet, and you all are smack dab in front of 23, which is where the four
And
guys
the
were at.
and the other Sawagin guy.
Yes. Yeah, he was shocked. You
Yeah.
see this big just coming through the. I mean, it was mostly like an eye and like his head just moving towards,
That's the sound.
and like one tentacle just like pulling itself
Oh
forward,
gosh.
just like a bunch of.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
It's terrifying. Everyone is nervous. Even I imagine
Oh yeah, I
Because
was
remember-
unsettled.
when she does her B shape, it still has kind of scales the same color, so it looks very peculiar.
Let me also say that what Key would be thinking in this moment is I did not see her ship.
Right.
No, you did not.
I knew
Yeah.
that they have monsters down
And so
here.
you're. that
So
makes
I'm
sense.
in a panic.
So I want
Please
you to
don't attack
roll.
me.
I want you to roll. Ooh. And I just want you to do a base intelligence
Is there
to
an-
see if you can tell the difference of.
Because I
Of
look
her- 'cause you
different.
do
Natural
look
20.
Okay. Thank heavens. So you
So I
immediately-
can keep my wits about
when
me.
when she hits you, you hit, and you just like have this like moment where it's her eye, and it like looks at you, and you're just like you see like a dragon
Yeah,
eye,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like,
Okay.
there's this terrifying fear for a second, like, oh, I'm toast, and then afterwards you're like, what in the world?
Yeah.
So yeah, thank heavens. Okay.
What level? Okay. All right.
Can you imagine he starts
Yeah.
stabbing her, blinds her or
Oh
something?
my gosh.
Bad things can happen, but good things did. All right, here we go. Now,
Is it Oceanus?
it
next?
is Oceanus' turn. He's terrified, but he's now tangled up with you and the Sawagin that
Yeah.
was there. He takes out his short sword and stabs the Sawagin. Natural 20.
Nice.
Well done.
Crit.
Oceanus?
Oceanus,
Okay.
yeah, and in this rage against
That's what we needed.
against the Sawagin, he comes at it with his short sword. Max damage.
Nice.
Oh my goodness! So crit charge
Richard.
and also 12 damage. Plus.
Mm.
Okay.
I'm so nervous. This is like
Oh my gosh, you
This may
guys!
be
You kicked this off
It-
like
it-
hard.
this may be the longest I've gone without killing something
Yeah, in a
in a
conflict.
non-murder hobo way.
No, I see. Yeah.
it may have been a mistake to turn into a giant octopus,
I
but
disagree. This is
I-
I would disagree
wanted
with
to
that.
do
I think that's a good idea.
all right.
I'm like, let's fill up the whole space. Yeah.
It's
I'm,
creative
I'm a giant
thinking.
octopus.
It's creative problem solving at its
The
best.
target suffers the damage rolled of the attack doubled. So he got
Nice.
a 6, which is 12, which is now 24.
Wow.
Instant kill.
Nice.
So he grabs the short sword and just jams it through his head, just straight through the top.
This is one. In,
The one that was in the hallway that
Oh.
you guys alerted. So immediately kills him right outside the door of the other ones, but it's so gruesome. They immediately, I'm going to have them roll to see if they are afraid of that.
Intimidated.
Please
One is majorly intimidated, one is not. One is intimidated. Okay, so 2 are intimidated, the other one's not. So they are fearful of
Is it
Oceanus.
3 or 4?
There are 4 total.
Okay.
The two,
Two are,
pri-
two
the
are.
2 priestesses are terrified, but the soldiers
There's
are.
priestesses in there.
Yes,
Oh.
they're terrified. Okay,
Are we good?
yeah, looks like we're all set. Still,
Don't.
you guys, this goes from like 0 to 100 in like a second.
That's us.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, the
Especially with Key.
Sawagin are so far
that's very
behind you.
unusual that it's not Key that did this.
They move their
Ugh.
full. They start to move their full distance. The Sawagin that are next. They get to the hall. They get to the hall with the darkness, and they stop.
You're not wearing your glasses. That's what's different.
Wow, it took you. Wait, we've been going for an hour. It's 9:30.
I've been up since 3:30. Okay?
So they get to
don't
the
wear
darkness, and they all
glasses.
stop.
Yes, you do.
They don't know what
Yes,
to
you
do.
do.
Good.
Don't
They
say
literally
that to
like
me.
That's what I was
they
going
they
for.
go
You
up to
don't?
it. They know
Yes,
it's
you do.
magic.
Don't-
They don't know what's gonna happen
you
if they
do.
put their
I don't.
hands into it.
Okay,
They're afraid.
whatever.
You're
Whatever.
gonna
So-
look on social media.
Yes.
So you do not see any Sawagin
now I'm
coming from
wondering.
behind you. Not that you could,
Oh, that's so pretty.
guys. There's no Sawagin chasing you at the moment behind you. Because
They're
the
scared of
darkness, well, that and giant tentacle came out of the darkness, destroyed one of them, and then left. And now there's a darkness, and they're like, they went up to it, and they're just like, can we? Are tentacles gonna come out of this and kill?
I'm like, I know I'm right.
Anyway,
Okay.
so they stopped. But that
So the
being
ones
said,
in the room.
They aren't giving chase because a tentacle came out of the black and murdered someone horribly, and then it left.
I was seeing it from their perspective. I don't blame them for
You
not going
wouldn't
after
continue.
making
Would
sure.
you
Yeah.
continue?
No.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
is
so
that another
No.
dimension? Like, what is this?
okay, so the ones behind
I
us
wouldn't go
stop
into it.
chasing,
Yes.
and then the
100%.
ones in
How long
room
does
20.
that last, by the way?
10 minutes concentration.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
as long as you don't
the-
get hit and lose your concentration.
So the ones, because we're right past here, they are coming out. Because
yeah,
2 were terrified and 2 weren't.
that's correct.
So
So
2 are
I'm
coming
rolling
out.
their initiative at the
Okay.
moment. But
Would you wait till the end of the round before they get their?
true. Yes, I am. So
'Cause
next
it's a
we have,
surprise.
That's right. So next we have you.
I am going to run
Jeez,
and
guys.
dash
This is going
60,
well.
60 feet.
You catch
Try to
up.
catch up.
You
Yeah.
catch up. Well, you catch up to the back of the octopus, and
Yeah.
you're just like staring at it. I want you to
Are we
roll to see
still-
if you recognize, because you didn't see her change either.
Yeah.
So we're out of his dark thing
Yes.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
This
alright.
is insight. Is that what it?
Yeah.
2.
You think
7
there
with
is
insight.
100% a giant octopus in here?
I can't do anything about it because I
Can't-
used
it's
my
blocking.
action. I used
Yeah.
my action. So
You can't
even if I
attack
wanted
it.
to attack
Thank
you,
Goodness.
I can't do anything
So
about it.
where?
You don't
is
recognize
he?
it immediately. You're like, my friends are gone. They're probably dead.
Where is he? In like
He's behind you.
he's behind me.
Yeah, because he's in the
Why
hallway.
is there a giant squid butt blocking my pathway?
No, I'm an octopus.
Oh, octopus.
Well,
Not
with,
that I
with,
can
this,
tell you.
with this 2 insight, it might as well
You're
be.
a squid.
Shrimp.
This thing has scales. All right, next we have Key.
Straight up. Straight up.
Straight up.
Now tell me, do you want to live it up? Forever? Oh, oh, oh.
Did you put us in order? Because
Nope. It's
Okay.
always changing. There's really no point. All right,
oh, okay, because
I know who's going to do what.
okay.
Straight up.
Straight up, police.
Run and dash.
Run and dash. You just take off.
And if I can use my bonus action for another dash, I would.
You're like, nope. So
I'm
much
gone.
nope.
That's the point. Hit the brake. I got what I need.
Okay, so you see him just look at Oceanus just murder a guy just brutally, and then just he takes off down the hallway. So
Oh,
he-
I'm up the
you
stairs
were
at this
you
point.
were yeah you've reached
How
the
far would that?
You've already
let's
gone up the
see.
stairs?
You were right here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50,
This is
55,
unusual that
60.
he is running.
You reach the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just bust out of the water and just immediately feel it all transfer, and you just like vomit up the and, like.
I'm
cough
gonna
up the
use my.
water.
So I used a move, and then I used a dash action, a dash bonus action. So I have one more action, and I'm gonna change out the bracers for my bracers
So
of.
you get to the top and you just start removing the bracers.
I'm gonna take, and I'm just gonna
And
switch
that's
them for my
yours.
bracers of archery. So that's my
Okay.
last one.
Okay,
So I'm at the top of the stairs.
go right. Now it is their turn to roll for initiative. 6, 17, 10, and 2.
Like I said, I'm out.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. 6.
Only 2 of them, because the other 2.
Yeah, the other two.
They're
They're
still they still have their action to get
Yep.
out of it, but it's yeah. That being said, they still are terrified. Okay. Brr, 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 brr. Making Salgine sounds. All right, that's what they're saying. All right, so
That's not too
we're
bad.
now doing top of the round because technically they're starting initiative. You are still first.
I'm unsettled on where the other Salagine are gonna go. Maybe they might go the other way.
There's another way. And you're just up at the top of the stairs. Oh,
Okay, I'm going
this is
to.
gonna get weird.
So where is
As a
Alston?
druid, it gets
Where is
weird.
Alston?
Alston
He's
is
right behind me.
Yeah.
right behind you.
Okay.
You have 2 eyes, and they're kind of just like smashed against the wall, so you can see that way and that way.
But an octopus's brain is all over its body, so these tentacles can act independently.
I want you to roll perception to see if you notice it. Is what I want you to do.
That's a good idea. 16 plus
Gosh.
3. 19.
You notice him.
Perfect.
You notice Key just.
I like
No,
giant
not Key. You
octopus.
notice Alston get to the front and then just kind of stop, and he just looks at you and he's just like getting his claw ready, just like I went like this. I was thinking Wolverine. I didn't even think about that. I went like this and I was like, I pictured it and I'm like, no, it's this.
Yeah.
You see him like ready to attack you because he rolled a 2.
I'm going to. Could I maybe? Because I know I'm filling up the whole hallway or most of the hallway. The whole
You're
hallway?
filling up like 95% of.
Okay, well, he's small,
He is small.
so I'm going to try to
Shift yourself a bit.
push him forward.
Okay. All right. I need you to use
Is
a.
it like a grapple
Technically,
or?
yeah. Technically, are you gonna grab him and push him through?
But not like
Not
aggressively.
damage. Okay, not damage him.
Just
Again,
kind of like.
But
gently
from,
grab from
from
his.
Alston's perspective, this is an attack.
I know.
So
I know. I'm just going to like
Grab
put
him
my
and hold
arm
him.
around him type thing, and like push him.
Okay, this is your
forward.
action then.
Yeah.
Okay, grab him and do it. Roll for essentially.
Would it be a strength grapple?
Yeah, for her.
But you have higher
You have-
strength.
Yeah, you do. Remember, you have squid strength.
So do I add?
Giant octopus.
So do I add this?
17 plus 3.
Wait, that's all I have to do?
Well, it's
Or do I
17,
roll?
so plus 3 to your roll.
Okay, so 16.
Okay, so 16 total.
Yeah, that
It's
that easily
stronger
beats
than-
me.
yeah.
Unless I need to roll a saving throw or.
In this case, it's her attack essentially, and
Uh-huh.
it doesn't say anything about saving throw.
Okay.
So she just kind of grabs you a little bit and pushes you gently forward, like gently, but it's quick. It's like whoa, and you're pulled through a hole and pushed out the other side, and you see Oceana's still like pulling the blade out of the guy's skull.
And then I'm going to move.
Oh jeez.
So I'm going to push them ahead of me.
You
The
take
other-
up,
the-
you take up the space. It would
The
happen.
other things haven't come out of the room yet.
No.
Okay, so there we go.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So, based off of what happened before, 60 feet, you are now all being pushed out of the water by a giant octopus.
And so I'm standing there,
You're
and then
standing
I just
also-
see everyone.
But
just, like,
he
coming out.
knew that it
Yeah,
was
I knew
me.
it was you.
Okay.
But like,
It's just still.
but you
It's a
just see
sight.
Alston and Oceanus. Oceanus knows because he rolled an 18,
Yeah.
but you're just like, it's just. Like,
I've got my wand out.
I want you to roll like a wisdom, wisdom save to see if you.
It's quite out of the water.
Gosh, man.
That's Alston. It's Tatiana.
That's 12.
Okay,
So.
so you're okay. You're
Yeah.
freaking out a bit, but with him,
It's
Yeah.
it's a talking's a free action, right?
Yes,
Alston,
absolutely.
the octopus is Tatiana.
I
Okay.
can just imagine the
Well,
legs going
I-
behind and just going vroom, and just like pushing you guys.
I'm
down the
uncertainly
hallway.
holding my wand, and I kind of just like slowly.
All right.
I think it's
she
so
has,
away.
As one last point of
Yeah.
talking to the
Yeah.
party now that they're all here.
I'm still an octopus.
Yeah, but you should still be able to hear
the beak.
enough so.
Have they followed us?
Sounds like
They
a barking dog.
certainly are going to follow you, but it's not their turn yet. I mean, you're
We-
free action talking.
I
In the
think it's
second
time we
he
get
pops
out
up.
of here.
Yeah, let's run.
You have a 10 feet moving speed, so you start to like flop up the stairs a little bit, but
Until you transition. back.
until you transition. But that
Which I can when I use a
is
bonus action.
their turn. The priestess. We don't know what she's doing.
Does she get added HP as an octopus?
Oh yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yes she does a lot.
That's fantastic.
I know. And then the good news is
Fantastic.
that I think it's like if they die or get close to it, she still has her HP or something
Yeah.
like that. It's like it's something like
Yes,
that. I have to look.
yes,
It's that.
Yes, I just
It's
read that.
crazy. It's
Mhm.
basically your HP is like you are a tank
Yeah.
when you are in this mode, and you can do it what twice a day, 3 times a day.
I can do it.
Is it
I
has-
can do it twice, and then
I
also
think you may have done more now because you're.
what?
I think depending on your.
Using more
Yeah, I don't know if I changed
now
that.
because of that. I don't know.
It will say on your
But
druid
also
chart.
because I'm Circle of the Moon, I can heal
Yeah.
myself
She's pretty.
in beast form.
Basically almost unstoppable if she's certain things, like a giant octopus. She might be able to take 24 of them. Might. Anyway, that being said, you now reach the top of the stairs. Their turns went horribly. The priestesses did not
I mean,
follow.
that's like what 3
But
per
the other
leg?
two
Okay.
aren't sure if they
bad.
want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not sure it was a good choice. They just saw someone get killed, and also giant octopus went by. They're like, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, would you just like, yeah, I'm a bad guy?
Yeah, no.
It's like,
no, I'm with you.
I'm gonna wait a second
Yeah.
to see what's going on. They are waiting. They're
There's
not
a certain
attacking.
level of that shock and surprise.
There definitely was that. They're all like having a good time. All of a sudden, they hear some noises outside. Someone gets stabbed right outside. Giant octopus. Yeah, it was a shock. All right, let's now you're moving through this. Have you changed or are you?
I can't until I have a bonus action.
Okay, so everyone's turn. Top of the round. I'm going to say
It's my turn.
is your turn.
Okay, so I am going to use Ink Cloud,
In the water.
and then which causes a 20-foot radius cloud of ink all around
These guys
me.
are like, what's
And
going
then I
on?"
use my bonus action to revert back to my normal form.
Good. Just as you were reverting, you hear a bunch of Saladin down there just start screaming and freaking out. They had started to go the other direction, and some
Oh,
from the
there
other
was.
rooms were coming.
Oh, thank
Is
And
goodness.
suddenly they're covered in ink.
Is that ink cloud? Is that an attack action, a full round action?
It's an action,
It is an action.
and then it says I can use
20
a
foot.
bonus action.
It recharges after a short
I can
long
also
rest, so
use
it's like
dash
she only
as a
gets to use
bonus
this once.
action
Mm-hmm.
with that too.
Heavily obscured.
But I
For
reverted
1
back.
minute.
It's basically darkness
It's
Yeah.
basically darkness, but for 1
for a
minute.
shorter duration.
And it also gets on
Well,
them,
how
too.
big is that room?
It's you cover the whole room.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole room is covered. So they just started coming through this area and just like covered. They have no idea what's going on. They saw darkness there. They saw darkness there. Right now, same thing.
There's
Stopping.
just darkness.
You have 1 minute until that wears off. You just start to shift and change, and it is weird because all the tentacles and everything just goes back into your limbs, and everything just forms naturally, and then you're just a dragonborn again.
And I'm running.
All right, and she moves 30 feet. That's all you can move for this round. All right, so are
That's
you
a lot,
going?
though. 30 feet is a lot.
We gotta-
I would say
Are
we
we
go
also-
back the way we came, which
Yeah.
seemed to be the shortest route, the one that's top of our mind.
And there was also no one up there.
Are we also using the exhaustion bonus if we wanted to take bonus dashes?
Yes. Okay, so you are now in this room. Remember, there's nothing else here. It's this, and you came this way. There is a trap in the hallway. You remember that.
Didn't we do
We didn't
something with
dis-
that?
we
You
didn't
did not
set it up.
disarm it. You jumped over it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So you know that there's a trap there. You came this way, across here, and there. So
I mean, we could always just go straight up and around. I think we should do that and avoid this area.
Yeah.
We know nothing's in there though.
They could have come back.
It's not really that. It's sixes in distance, and
I'm gonna say for the sake of it, you guys have like 5 seconds to
okay,
decide.
I'm
because
saying
it's-
we're running,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we're going in that
Okay,
direction.
We're
okay, just
going
making
that,
sure.
Yeah.
We're just going that same direction.
We're all
You're
moving.
technically
'Cause
not
we
in
didn't go this
initiative at the
way.
moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We went this way, so let's just
You
go
get
back
to the
up.
trap. I need you all to roll an acrobatics.
Acrobatic.
Or jump ready.
Oh, I'm so
6.
19.
Gotta be kidding me, Oceanus.
25.
What did we do?
Nice.
About
You
that
rolled a
one?
natural 1 again.
That's it. We're leaving him
Oceanus
behind.
trips.
We've got to
and
have
just
him here so
falls
that I'm
into
not the
net.
worst one in the room.
Exactly.
The net just picks him up. Spikes go into him and it pulls him up into the air. So he takes. Okay, so he only took 1 damage, but still.
Is he still stuck?
Well, yeah, the net just trapped him. At least you know how it works now.
Do we have time to get him down?
They're about that thick of ropes, so I mean, you could cut him.
How
loose.
high up is he?
He's just in the center of the. It just like picked him up and just dropped him.
Okay.
It's like right in the middle of the.
All right, so I'm
he's,
good.
He's flying in the air, but it's not like.
Okay, I'm gonna
above
take
you.
my dagger and I'm just gonna.
Start cutting. Okay, I
Yeah.
need you to roll a strength check. Are you kidding me? Some of
yeah,
that
that's
octopus
funny.
strength is still there. She grabs it and with
Natural
one
20.
cut, just finds a weak point and rips it open.
Oceanus is dead. You cut through his throat.
He's dead instantly. No, I'm just kidding. No, she pulls it and rips it, and it's just enough for him to like squeeze through. All of you just start pulling him through. Okay,
Well done.
counter.
How
one
many
with
is
a
that
20.
for me? That's
Three
three.
now.
That's
Yeah.
insane. And I'm
Wow.
seeing them. We're rolling them.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I'm not
Dang.
cheating.
Okay.
That's two
No,
sixes for
I'm not
me.
saying you are.
That's insane.
And a
you
seven.
are rolling horribly.
I know.
All right. That being said, we are moving on. Down the hallway we go.
Running. We're gonna go straight this time.
All right. So
Yeah.
you're not going across.
We're
I'm not
gonna
first,
miss
so
it.
I'm just gonna have to follow you.
Yeah.
Okay. You are running down the hallway.
We also didn't go that way though. Now that I think about it,
That's what I was saying. We know what we did on the other way.
it's fine. I'll just turn
I
into
mean, that's a good.
a
That's a good
direwolf.
point.
Okay. No. You hear this as you're running past. He did not even know you were there. You
Oh.
just hear clanging
Ah.
in there, and you're
Metal
just running by.
weapons.
As you're running, it doesn't matter what you roll. He's just clanging away in there, whatever.
Does it register what we run past? Like, do we glance into the room? and
Yeah, enough
register
to see
anything?
that it's an armory and the walls are full of steel weapons. And
I'm writing that down.
he's creating all sorts of fun things in there. 4 arms, huge, massively huge guy. So I mean, it's pretty cool that you didn't alert him at all. All right, everyone's doing great. All right, so far so good. Not great actually. You guys alerted a very large host of them. It could have been worse though. There was a room with about 200 of them. So that being said, I'm just kidding.
The
As
fun
far
thing
as
is,
we know.
we make up such a strange group that is not represented in any of the people that they're like attacking.
None of them will ever believe that we were there.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a gnome, a dragonborn, and an elf.
And also a giant octopus that may have been a dragon.
and a sea elf? It was the weirdest thing. I swear it was.
He killed Ted. He killed him with a trident, dragging his sword.
Guy
I
killed
can
me,
imagine
Mel.
him telling the
Killed me
Baron
with a
Baroness
sword.
to, like, you were
How
all
weird is that?
fired. You were all dead. They execute a lot of them. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
You're the only one that would have gotten that.
You
Did
get-
you hear what I said?
I thought that's what he was quoting, but then I was like,
No,
wait a
that's
second.
what I said.
They haven't seen it.
Guy killed me, Mel. Killed me with a sword. How weird is that?
okay, the hallway is long. You make your way down, no problem. It has its weaves and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You get back to the room with the portcullis. It is open. There's dead Salagine everywhere where you just killed them in the first battle. And the door's still open, but the portcullis is still open. There's that opening
Yep.
mechanism. So what are you
We'll
doing?
go
in here?
through the door.
Out.
How hard would it be to break the mechanism as we leave?
What's it made out of?
Wood. It's holding
Oh.
the chain.
This is above water, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Burn it. You got something fire. We've got.
Hellish rebuke.
we have a
is
spare
a
second.
reaction, though. Can I use a reaction as a?
Hellish
An
Rebuke
action?
specifically is it like an anger rebuke?
It's like it's a
Yeah.
reaction spell. So
Yeah,
I don't
unless
think-
this thing hurts you and made you
Tatian,
sad.
can you strike this with lightning?
It just like flip. Oh,
I need a big enough space for my cloud.
Like
I've got nothing.
I know.
PB
I'm going to
shoots.
use close. I'm gonna use. Oh, where's my book?
This has gone great to horrible to great again.
I'm gonna use things I've never used before, guys.
Yeah, no.
You scared the crap out of them. There's nothing I could do as a DM. Like
Mhm.
as they're
I'm
smart
going
characters, you're like, no
to-
way in heck am I following.
I'm
whatever
going
that
to
was."
use Primal Savagery, which is a cantrip, and
Oh yeah.
so my
She
nails,
suddenly just
like
grows
they're
in
like
strength.
long, and my
Everything
teeth,
just grows. And
I'm just like-
grows.
Like a
And I-
barbarian rage.
and I strike at it, and then it takes 1d10 acid damage too.
Oh, no.
Does that mean it's continual round after round? Acid
for as
damage?
long as-
D10. Is this a
That-
D10? This one.
This one.
This one.
Yeah, that's the same one. These
Oh,
are both the.
jeez.
You'll find
She's
these are
like
both.
pulling out all the creepy
Ashley?
stuff.
I want to be.
You'll
through
find
the
these are
portcullis
both
by the time she's
D10s.
doing
This
it.
one just has a 0 after every
Oh,
I
So
just
they're
wanna say,
exactly the same.
Thank you.
all
I'm
right.
watching this happen. I'm not getting trapped in the room.
Thank you for clarifying. You are all on the other
Yes.
end.
Yes.
Are you propping it or are you just letting her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, she'd have to
Um,
figure out how to get out.
Oh crap! Locked myself in.
I'll turn into a.
snake.
Okay.
Turn into a flea. A tiny little flea.
1d10
Put that
acid
inside
damage.
of a box. Put
7?
that in a box.
7
And I'm
acid
milling
damage.
myself.
Oh, wait.
What was it?
Smashing with a hammer.
Hold on, I'm 5th level now, so. 10.
10 damage is exactly what I needed. I literally gave it 10 health. So you tear through the section, a few strikes of this insane.
That's what we wanted to do,
attack.
right?
Starts to
Just
rip
like-
it apart, and you see it become unstable and start to freak out. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw to see if you make it through as this is falling.
18.
So she just starts
I'm,
beating
like,
it up.
really
She sees it
pleased
start
with
to
my
freak
rolls.
out. She runs and just dives through as the portcullis just slams shut. And it's not going to open very easily for a little bit. You've now sealed the entrance/exit, and you are in an open room with nothing in it, and you know it dips down into the water. That
I'm the
you need to
coolest.
get moving. All right.
Come on.
Um,
Giant octopus.
for the sake of
Acid damage
we're
with my
not
claws.
an initiative, but that being said, who's doing something first? I assume you're leaving.
Running.
Yeah.
We all run.
I'm just saying I don't know what you're
Yes.
going to do, but
And we
if,
still have
running
water
to the
breathing too, so.
okay. So you jump
'Cause
into
we have
the,
that for 24 hours.
you all run to the edge,
Yep.
jump into the water. It's not as cold as the water down there. It's,
Yep.
it's a little bit warmer. You start to swim down and then start to swim up. You notice that the same scene is set before you. It is darker. Remember, it is towards the evening. It's now. Actually,
It's only been what, just like maybe an
Couple
hour.
hours.
Yeah, I'd say 2 hours total.
Yeah.
Sneaking around and everything. And as you swim, you make it to the surface. You have not been attacked. You do see the little ship that you have. It's still there, and it has not been tampered with at all. You do see your ship off in the distance, pretty far out, and there are lights like moving around the ship, way in the distance.
Yep.
But you guys have to get going
What do we need the rowboat for?
To
to
get,
get
to
back
our
to the
boat.
ship.
Why don't we just swim?
Because we can't swim as fast as the boat can move.
Oh,
And
really?
exhaustion over
Yeah.
time of swimming
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, okay.
But
Unless I turn skin.
Unless
But
you turn
with-
into an octopus
But if we
No.
but if we get on the
I
side
could
and do
turn
2 and
into
2 on the oars, we can
a
move
A
a lot
whale
faster.
or
Yeah.
something. just saying.
All right, so
I never
you-
use this and
you
we're
get
coming to
into
the
it.
end.
Yeah, it's gonna be getting on
Yeah,
the
we're getting
boat
the boat.
2 by 2 on the oars and
Okay. I need you all to roll a strength check to see how well you're doing.
natural 18
Natural
plus
20.
a
Me too.
Gosh.
plus a 3. That's a 21 for me.
It's a natural 20 for me.
21.
What do I
total
add?
years.
This
Yeah.
thing right
Uh
here.
huh.
Oh, this is just
Plus the
strength.
modifier.
Okay, it's
Did
20.
anyone
This-
roll
this
below
one.
an 18?
The smaller
I
number.
don't think so.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So
Uh-uh.
18,
20.
which is a plus 4.
Wait.
What's going on?
What's your strength? Your strength is 18. That means you
Plus-
roll and you plus 4.
4.
Where are you
So
getting
Ocean's
4?
rolled a 19.
Nice.
4.
You rolled
So
a
that's an
natural
18.
20.
That's a plus 4.
That's
So that's your score.
Look at
That's
the
your
chance.
modifier. So
Look
when
at
you
the
roll a
chance.
strength,
You
you
guys are
take
just like,
your modifier. Oh, that's a.
That's a
It's
1.
like the hook.
But
Yeah, it's
David
a one.
didn't. It's a 2.
The boat's
Actually.
like this.
No, David didn't cross that out because he wrote it in pen.
It's true, I did it dumb.
Yeah, so it's a plus 2. So whatever you rolled plus 2.
Okay, so 20.
Yeah.
Everyone rolled above an 18,
That's
Yep.
an 8.
including Oceanus.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So essentially, the boat, instead of going like this, it's like this. It's like, you guys didn't give him a chance to follow you. You guys got out of there so fast.
And there's still ink all over the place. Just kidding.
Technically, it's dissipated, but not much. Like,
Because it was all in that room.
they're mostly just afraid that that thing is still up there. Like, you don't even know. Like, they don't understand what
Some
happened.
interplanar octopus.
Yeah, it's some scaly,
Yeah.
dragon-eyed monster just came out of nowhere
I
and
thought they could
started
see my
wrecking stuff.
Eyes.
Honestly, they don't know if there was an elf, or they don't know if it was the sea elves, if it was gnomes. They don't
Yeah.
know what it was. Just sudden attack and then gone. And then once they discover what happened upstairs, they might
Is there a
figure
door
stuff out.
opening?
Huh?
And,
Oh, it's the music.
I think so.
It's like it sounds like a
Okay,
door creaking.
you are cruising towards your ship. I mean, very quickly, just efficiently. Just,
Row.
yeah,
row,
like perfect in
row.
time with one another and pulling hard. And as you get close to the boat, you see a bunch of your men getting ready to fire, just like nervous about what they see. And then they see it's the boat. And then they welcome you aboard quickly. And they say, Captain, what's your orders?
Set sails, get the hell out of here.
How was it? I mean, obviously, I see a little bit of.
More
No
about
time for
that
questions.
later.
We gotta go.
Alright, so everyone is just pulling ropes, just sails flopping down as fast as people are just like getting everything ready to
The
go.
captain gave you an order.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm waiting for that. And everyone just kicks into gear and starts headed off for home. The wind is not in your favor at the moment, but you are moving towards.
We're far enough away at this point that I'm not concerned.
Okay.
They had their big creatures.
Yeah,
If they caught on to anything.
we're already out so fast and so far and already
Yeah.
aboard the boat that
Yeah.
there's no way they could mass anything to move
With
that
how
fast.
you guys rolled and how they rolled, because they were rolling too, there's no comparison. Like, not even close. I mean, you got out so fast and so hard. There's really no. And then when you blocking everything off, there's really nothing they could do. You just efficiently destroyed things.
Imagine the wide shot in Moria when you have all of everyone running through in the distance and you see Gandalf ahead and he's just that was us.
Yeah.
That's what popped into my head.
You know, that was probably what was playing in my head too as we were running.
Guys. All right, so you make it out. You feel the ocean breeze as you're going, and it's refreshing. There was a moment there that you didn't think you were going to make it. There was a sudden, frantic, urge to say, okay, we should probably just give up or do something else or kill ourselves. I mean, it was like
Right
there's
now,
about to tear us apart.
I'm starving, so I'm just like in the galley, the kitchen, just
Digging into the jerky.
eating everything
The
I can
rations.
get.
What are you?
I mean,
all
I
doing?
imagine I would be
Yeah.
just like so
What are you
hungry
all doing?
and so
Why
tired.
is the rum always
I mean, you're
gone?
probably
Oh,
barking commands, but what else
Yeah.
are you guys doing?
I would be. I assume you would be near the helm, and I'd be at the front, kind of keeping an eye on things at the front, kind of making sure we're moving as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna go take a nap.
If I'm not barking orders, I'm probably looking at my prayer book.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one that you found, or the one you?
No, the one that I've had
That's
it
right.
from
That's right.
from
That's
when
right.
I was an acolyte.
I remember. Okay,
There's
so
so much we don't know about you.
Yeah.
We've never asked any questions.
I want you to roll a religion check on it.
Okay.
To see how officially
I mean,
you understand.
We all have backstories and we haven't even shared any of it.
Religion. That's gonna be 14.
Okay, so as you study this, you do sense some kind of either veracity to it, or there's something about it that resonates with you, and you feel calmed by it, despite the events that just occurred and how horrible that could have been for all of you. And as you're looking out over the ocean, Key, you start to notice that people are in brighter spirits. As you go, I imagine you did kind of share some of the information that you guys saw. The crew is a bit apprehensive at the moment, but without any obstructions, because I didn't roll anything that meant obstructions, you guys get to Saltmarsh within with about like half a day. So I mean, by almost morning.
Mid-morning.
Yeah, it's the sun is risen. It's probably like 7 o'clock. So you come into port, and people are just like already like they're here. Like people along the banks are like the fishers are pulling in their nets and running to like tell of your arrival. And council members and a few people are already at the docks. By the time you get there, they're starting to gather. And as you get there, Ada is already there. She's in her gown. Like she wasn't quite prepared for the day, but she came running. And she says, "What news? What news?" She sees some of you are
I
a bit
have all
bloody.
of that
Yeah.
news.
We have a report, Key.
And Key, did you actually like write the report?
Oh, I was keeping as good of notes as I could, with it being like I would have remembered a lot, and then when I got back, I would have written
okay.
down a
So
lot.
you hand her the information. Hold on, I think we might have just lost everybody. Let me check. Of course, it would be now.
No, it's still going for me. I've got it live right
I'm
here.
gonna go check.
Okay, double check that, would you kindly? Hello? Yeah, good. All right.
I
So
was wearing
you.
socks and I'm sliding all over the place.
All right. So as you are, she's just hurriedly looking over the notes, and a few of the council
If you want
members.
if you want, I can read back the notes that
read them.
I've
yeah.
taken.
So what is she reading?
So
Word for word.
at this point, it would be something heavier forces. Perhaps they were out raiding. Defenses have definitely fortified with this secret entrance having 18-inch thick doors. Heavy traffic to the secret entrance with at least 2 guards and then additional inside. From what interrogations told us, there were 200 to 300 soldiers within that fortress. In addition to that, there were reports of beasts that can occupy water as well as land. We made our way through a barracks in which there were about 60 bunks just in that one barracks. We came across a few portcullis and guard posts and defensible areas. One of which we did sabotage, so it's until they fix it. It is a permanent funnel in the other direction, and I would note that on the map as well. It looks like they have siege preparation and 2 weeks worth of food in one storeroom that we found. There could be more, so they seem prepared to lock themselves in if need be. The lower levels are completely underwater with heavily defensible water areas. We did come across a blacksmith who's forging constant steel weapons, and from what we heard, we came down to the second level and could hear a large force beneath us on the lowest level, and then we directly encountered 20 to 30 forces in the middle level, just in the section that we came to.
And so with that, no, that's good. It's good for me to hear it again too,
Yeah.
because I know it, but it's good to hear what you guys wrote down,
Picked up
because
on.
I obviously know more.
Right.
But that's good to know what you know. Okay, so she's reading this aloud to everyone present, and this isn't like a closed council. This is like everyone at Saltmarsh needs to know. This is what we're up against. And you see a few people just like, and actually one man goes over to his nets and he has a shack and he starts packing up. Like he starts getting stuff and he's like, nope, I don't want anything to do with this. But most people are more interested, but a few people are pretty nervous. She calls to order an immediate session of council. She says, everyone now, everyone go. And so she says town square. And so she's calling everyone, not just to the council room, because there's too many people. So everyone starts to flood to the town square. I assume any objections, you're all headed there as well.
What would be really interesting is to see them just lay siege to that fortress, block everyone in, and then wait them out.
Right. So
That's what I would be interested to see. I don't know whether that's going to happen.
it's funny, the next section's called the assault. So because of your successful mission, in the center of town there is an armored guard, Imperial. He is there with about 15 men, very hardened soldiers. There's crossbowmen. I mean, they're prepared for whatever is about to happen. And as you see Ada walk up, she speaks to someone, and you've seen him in the council room before. He's quiet. He has a large mustache. I mean, he looks kind of out of place in this area. Kind of definitely from up north. He's not from this area at all. He has a really thick accent. His name is Eleander Fireborn. He's human. What you've heard about him just from your men on the ship. I mean, there's gossip that goes around about the locals. For the sake of time, you know that he used to be in the army. He was given basically. The Imperial gave him kind of jurisdiction over this area, even though he's not technically the ruler. He's definitely someone that
So is he
could,
like a
if he
sheriff?
wanted to, he could take over the town without question, anytime he wants. Martial law, essentially. So she gives him the note. He reads over it, and you see his eyebrows are furrowed, and he's just very upset looking at this. And then he looks at all of you and the crew, which you're all just kind of standing. Everyone's kind of formed like a half circle around you, because it's kind of like it's them. They did it, you know. And as you do so, he turns to his men, and then he points to all of you, and you can't hear what he's saying. And everyone starts to. It's all gathered. It's quiet, and he's just kind of walking around and thinking. He's rubbing the back of his head and just kind of think he's got like midday, like early morning sweat. He's just in full plate, so I mean he's just kind of hot. And then he stops, plays with his mustache a little bit, and then looks at everybody and says, "We have two options." And he looks at everybody. "We can just pretend that they don't exist and they attack us soon, but with this information, we fight." And then he says to Ada, he says, "Gather your militia. I'm taking over this town. We fight tomorrow." He says, "We've brought siege weapons. We've prepared them outside the gates. We're ready to attack." And then that is where we're going to end tonight. Unless you guys have anything you want to say to him, because he's looking right at you.
The hardest part of this siege is going to be what lies underwater, but if we can block those and funnel them to a single entrance point, it would be successful.
He says, "I have the same mind. For sure, I'm going to need all of your information, and I need every single one of you next to me during this battle."
Nah, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Nah, we're good.
I'm gonna
We're
go
good.
home.
And that's where we'll stop tonight. Literally the next section, if they succeeded, which there's a section if they failed and died. But because it was like a pretty good chance that you're gonna get overrun by goodness.
I feel like that could have been so bad.
It could have been so much
If
worse.
our
We
rolls
got
had been
No,
so
you could have
lucky.
easily.
Oh
It's
my
like-
god!
I was not gonna pull any punches. You guys literally did the best possible thing with that natural one. That darkness,
Yeah.
the tentacle,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Because
That
for
was
them it was
really
this
good, well
this
orchestrated.
immediate. Yeah, it came out perfect because
Yeah.
they didn't know what it was. I mean, yeah, they knew it was magic, but also a tentacle came out of it.
Yeah.
There could be some eldritch horror on the other end of that just was summoned into their home. They're like, "No way am I going down that hallway after what just happened." It was like, and then leaves. It's like, yeah, nope. Let's go the other way. And then all of a sudden, more the darkness appears. They're like, yeah. Between the two of you and the quick movements, it couldn't have ended better.
Wait,
I mean,
I don't think I killed anyone.
I don't think you.
I don't
did for
think I
that.
shot a
this
single arrow in this
this
encounter.
single, yeah.
It's
That's
just
weird.
Oceanus that killed someone.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I killed a
And
few
her,
too.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oceanus and you.
Yeah, she killed everything actually.
Well, that's an interesting turn.
I know.
That B shape. Use that.
I know. I
But
am.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting because you can decide not to. There is a conclusion without you helping. I just want you to know it doesn't steamroll you into like you have to fit in this railroad
Yeah.
situation. You could literally not do this. There's a different path. There's always a
I'm-
different path, and
I
I love
think-
that about this. So anyone that's considering getting this book, it can get really cool. The other things we haven't got to yet.
I
But
think
we have one more. I think possibly until
if we decide to fight, right?
if you decide to fight.
Are we gonna
Well,
fight?
If
He
not,
is
there's
gonna
an alternative.
He's like, I didn't kill
ending.
anybody. Come
We
on.
could sail away.
Sail away, sail
true.
away,
Jeez,
sail away.
We're so conditioned. Your sons.
All three of us did that in
But just so
unison,
you know,
I think.
I'm going to give you something that you
That tells you when
you
we
wouldn't
grew
know,
up.
but this is for the future in this next episode. Where if you choose to attack, there are victory points, there are defense points, there are different things you can do during the battle. So think of tactics that you might use based off what you know, and
Giant octopus.
use what you know because very positive outcome could happen, but also you guys could lose very easily if things aren't defended right, if they're not attacked correctly, if bad rolls happen.
Yep.
It's really it's a very even battle, and so it could, but they're on defense, so you could technically sneak back in and start wreaking havoc, or you could do whatever you want. So start thinking about what you want to do. Whether you want to be dangerously on the inside, you want to be on the front lines, you want to be doing something else. Come up with some ideas,
Don't
because
really
this
wanna
is
go
not
back in there,
up to the book. It's not
to
up
be
to me. I want to see what you guys can do in your heads for this next session to fight the Sawagin on their turf.
Were you expecting us to?
No, I don't expect anything anymore. I've
Okay.
done expecting because it just leads me to confusion. I honestly thought you were going to get further into the place.
Well,
I thought
that
you were
was
going to
the-
discover a lot
That
more.
was the plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
but honestly, you made it that far. That's good.
It was
Because you
a-
could have just been handled in
I
the
mean,
first
it was
round.
lucky that we were able to get so much information from that one.
Because you interrogated him. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
essentially, we could have just left after that.
you
Right.
could have, yeah. But the
We did
fact that
pick up
you-
a couple of extra things.
Yeah,
We
we
did,
found
we
out that
did.
they
We
have
got quite a bit.
slaves, that they have, I mean, there's lots of things.
A
that you
big
found out.
armory,
Yeah.
a lot of provisions.
Yeah, they're prepped for a siege. They could be, but yeah. So anyway, you're still here. Thank you so much for watching. May your rolls always be natural ones, just not natural ones. And we will see you next time for the possible conclusion of Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Bye, everybody.